Yeah, it was a really tight game, to be honest. I think we're a bit frustrated coming off the pitch, but just glad to get a win. I think we started getting some ascendancy, winning the game line, sorting out a breakdown, but ultimately still frustrating. I think there'll be a lot of things to look at. Obviously we've got an exciting fixture going into Wembley next weekend, so things that we can work on, stay motivated. But listen, ultimately we've got the win. We're still in Europe, still on course for some really big games to come, so really excited.
Tale of two halves, Cam. First half we were a bit lacklustre, discipline was off, and it just gave Saints momentum and made it hard for us to really get any impetus in the game. And it just showed in the second half performance. We came out galvanised with a team that was hungry, a team that really wanted to go out there and make the win happen. And that was the tale of difference, I think. Got our discipline right, played in the right halves, and we're lethal when we struck.
Talking about the last 20 minutes, there seems to be some things starting to click. Was there a reason for that?
I think the discipline counts. Hugely we're a lot better disciplined in allowing ourselves to get on the front foot, and then we're just brutal. I think in all our collisions with our carries, getting over the game line, getting our players into the game, and then executing when the time was right. That's it, it's a business end of the season now. So much to play for. We've got ourselves into a brilliant position, but that counts for nothing. Each game now is a separate entity. We've got to take them one by one and make this a season to remember.
Saints played really well in parts, and we might have been off a little bit in defence, and we gave them some opportunities. But second half we brought the energy that was asked of us, and I think we came back really strong. And to come away with a win against the strong Northampton side is always a pleasure. So onwards and upwards to the semis now.
We've been in worse situations before. It was a 4-point game, and we just needed to find a way to turn the energy of the game around. Give them a lot of credit. They were fantastic in the first half and put us under all sorts of pressure at the breakdown, but also we put ourselves under pressure with the number of penalties we give away and some handling errors along the way. So we were poor in the first half, but until the try that was scored right at the end against us, the second half was a 22-3 game. So I think good teams find a way of getting the job done. We were nowhere near our best today. The last 2 weeks was almost too easy for us in a way, and I'm just pleased with the players that we found a way to do it.
Can you put your finger on why the sluggish start to this game?
Not really, because Brad can speak. It felt that we had had a good enough week and that kind of thing, but you never know. And these games are different. There's a lot at stake. This is the first game of the season where it's on the line, and if you lose, you're out of the competition. And Brad said to me on the way up that maybe we played a little bit not to lose, and we need to go and attack games, and when we have, we look pretty good.
Would you players stood up that Farrell and Ash didn't play very good? What are your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, good at times, and like everybody else, the odd error here and there. Yeah, we played a bit better in the second half, and had one try disallowed. Made a break we should have scored from as well, but we were lucky at half time to be only 4 points down. They had a drop the ball over the line, missed a couple of penalties, but anyway, we're just thrilled to be in the next round.
Sets up a semi-final now, obviously against Wasps. I mean, what are you going to need to improve in the semi to get through that final?
A lot of things. I thought our set piece was good today, really good. Our scrum and our defensive ladder in particular were good, but everything else will have to improve. But it will. And we've shown over the last couple of weeks how good we can be. We showed at times in the second half how good we can be as well.
Playing against another English side, does that make it easier because you know them, or does it make it more difficult because they know you a bit better?
Do you want to answer that? Just justify you being up here.
I think it's much of the same. I think there's always an edge. It's a semi-final. It's not a round-robin game in a premiership season, so it's winner takes all. So I think the big learning curve for us today is that we got to take it from minute 1 to minute 80. Can't ease ourselves into a game, and we just got to be more hard on ourselves with our discipline. We give a team a 9-1 penalty count in the first half. It's going to be hard to claw it back, but that was the pleasing thing today, is how the team rallied and responded to the messages at half time and made it happen.
Brian, do you have any thoughts on why the team didn't really get going until our final quarter?
Why they did well?
Why you didn't get going until the final quarter?
Well, it was probably the second half we got going, but as I said, it was largely down to penalty count, giving a team like Northampton momentum, allowing them to play in our own half, and through all discipline we just didn't give it a chance to really give any impetus into the game. and strange enough, uncharacteristic sort of individual errors. I think we're a little bit rattled. I think through that not getting an early lead, we started to make a few mistakes, but the pleasing thing was how the guys rallied together and turned it around.
The club's had a lot of near misses in Europe previously. It looks like you've got a kind of group of players now who collectively, you've got leaders across the pitches. Do you feel like the experiences you've had are going to help you go forward now?
Yeah, it's been a building block over 4 years. I think we've gradually stepped up. We've had learning curves along the way, but that doesn't create a formula for success. We've got to really pitch up every game and make it happen on the day. You don't get any credit for what you've done in the past, and today was a big learning curve in that respect, that what we've done over the past 2 weeks isn't going to translate into performance. So pleasing thing that we're through, and we can focus everything against Quins next week and then follow on with Wasps.
What did you say to your teammates at half time to try and sort of galvanise them and get them going again?
It was pretty much that message. There were a few tactical aspects. I think the tactical aspect was the penalty count, just being whiter than white. That's sort of a mantra that we live by, is not giving the referee any decision to make against you, but importantly taking the game by the scruff of the neck. It was a game for us to go out and win. We, as I said, were a little bit lacklustre in that first half, and guys were a little bit rattled, and you could see we tried to take things on top of our shoulders and trying to make it win off one play. And we didn't really need that. We needed to just do it the Saracens way, and the pleasing thing is we got that performance in the end.
Are you guys ranters and ravers at half time, or do you like to take a cooler approach?
It's an element of, obviously Mark discusses the message to the team. We get that message out, and I think everyone in this team's hugely motivated. I think we don't rely on people butting heads to really get us up. We have a lot of pride in this jersey and this team and the culture that we've created, so there was no need for added motivation.